Now let's open core.js file, and we're going to start with the document ready. So $, two brackets in between, function, brackets, two curly, and semicolon at the end. Okay, and we're going to use our update elements, the elements with the class update. As you may remember, all of our select drop-down menus basically have this class assign, and live on change, we want to execute this function. And inside of this function, we will simply call form object dot run, and we pass this as the instance, basically the instance of this specific drop-down menu as the parameter. So now we need to create this new object, form object. So before our document ready, var form object equals two curly brackets, semicolon at the end, and then our method, which is simply run. Then we go for function, object as parameter. Inside of this, we start with if object val, basically checking for the value selected, equals blank, then object, next all, and we want all following menus with the class update to replace its HTML, basically all its options, with one option, option value will equal blank, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 hyphens and closing option. So basically we're removing any current values from this drop-down menu and replacing it with just the placeholder. And then we have attribute disabled will be true, so we want to make them disabled. Then, actually this is done. So now we go for else statement. If value isn't blank, I'm going to close the browser. Then we go for var id object attribute id. Then we have var v for value as well equals object val, so selected value. And now we call jQuery get JSON, and we go for the URL mod update.php, and then we pass some parameters, which will be id, and value, which will be v. And after this, we go for the function with data as parameter, which is a callback here. So once it's been successfully executed, if isn't data error, basically checking if error isn't false, then else, sorry, if error isn't true, then if it isn't, then we have object next select HTML data dot list, the value which we'll send in this as a JSON array, in one assigned to one of the indexes in this inside of this JSON array. Then remove attribute disabled. Now obviously here I've just used next select, but we could also use update to be a little bit more precise. So if we use this class, because there may be some other select menus which we don't want to be affected by this statement. Then if there is an error, object next all, and again same thing, update. Actually, do you know, I'm going to copy this because it's exactly the same thing. So you basically want to disable all of the following selects with the update class and assign, and just fill them in with one option, which is basically a placeholder, and disable all of them. Now there's still a slight problem with this code here, because when we select, let's say, male from the first drop-down menu, then we select something from the second and the third, and then we switch to female, let's say, then the third menu will keep the values which we've selected. In other words, all three drop-downs will still be enabled. And obviously we need to make sure that when we switch from, let's say, female to male, then obviously a third menu will become inactive. And in order to do it, we simply have to remove this if-else statement. In this way, we'll simply always disable all of the following to start with, and then enable them according to the selection. So that's it.